We have just gone on the first leg of our trip for the summer, the Teaching American History Grant. We went on the Civil Rights Tour with Martha Boyer, and I had the best time of my life. I got to walk in the footsteps of the foot soldiers who allowed me to be the teacher and the person that I am today, and I'm so grateful for that. And I will use all of my experiences in the classroom by making history come alive for my students, letting them touch replicas and artifacts of the real things that happened, to let them know why I do what I do and why it's important for them to be active citizens in our lives and in our community when they graduate from high school.
This represents some of the things that I learned on the first leg of our trip in civil rights. Each bead is something that I learned that I'm going to take back to my students. The first is the smallest bead. It's the bead that represents me before the trip and the lack of knowledge that I had and how much more I had to learn. The blue bead represents the water, as I stood in Kelly Ingram Park and heard stories of the water hoses that were used on the children in the Children's March. That's to remind me of that. The biggest bead is to remind me of Joanne. We talked to Joanne. She walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and I took a rock from her, and that reminds me of that. The black is of the black table at the Southern Poverty Law Center. This reminds me of the martyrs of the Civil Rights Movement and that table that we saw. Purple bead, purple's my favorite color, and the purple bead is representative of the thing that I'm going to remember the most from our trip. That is that a voteless person is a hopeless person. That's what the purple reminds me of. Pink and yellow reminded me of Martin Luther King's house, his parsonage. Remind me much of my grandparents' house. There was a pink bathroom and a yellow kitchen, and as I stood in his home and sat at his kitchen table, I could feel the power in that house. Last but not least, the orange bead I chose because of its shape, and that is to remind me of the bridge in Selma that was walked across and what it felt like when I did it. Thanks.
We have truly walked in the footsteps of all of the leaders and shakers and participants in the Civil Rights Movement this week. It has been a truly phenomenal experience. It is to listen to all of the different stories that these people went through and what they did to win all those rights. It is truly amazing. What I will do with all this knowledge I've gained, I will go back to my teachers and use the artifacts and pictures, etc., and help them when they teach those particular units, when they talk about the civil rights or talk about rights, civil rights for anyone worldwide, about all the information that they have. It's been a great experience. Thank you.